The first hour of your day is not just another segment of time. It is the single most powerful period you have to shape your mindset, your actions, and ultimately, the trajectory of your life. Think about it. When you wake up, the world hasn't yet imposed its chaos upon you. The phone hasn't rung, emails haven't flooded in, and obligations haven't piled up. That quiet, unclaimed time is a blank canvas, and how you choose to fill it determines how the rest of your day unfolds. The morning is your opportunity to define your story before anyone else has a chance to write it for you. This is the moment where discipline meets clarity. When you intentionally rise with purpose, you send a signal to your mind and body that you are in control. You are not a passenger in your own life. You are the driver. The choices you make in these early hours, whether to move, to reflect, to plan, or to prepare, become the building blocks of the day's momentum. Each intentional action is a declaration that your time, your energy, and your focus are yours to direct. The morning is also the most fertile ground for setting your emotional tone. When you begin the day mindlessly scrolling or reacting to notifications, you allow external stimuli to dictate your feelings and energy. But when you intentionally invest in yourself first, whether through movement, meditation, journaling, or reflection, you cultivate a mindset that is calm, confident, and capable. This emotional foundation radiates outward, affecting every interaction, decision, and challenge you face. Beyond mindset, the morning provides a unique opportunity to align with your priorities. Without the distractions of the day pressing in, you can focus on what truly matters. You can clarify your goals, break them into actionable steps, and create a roadmap for progress. This alignment ensures that when the day accelerates, your actions are deliberate rather than reactionary. You move with purpose because you already know where you want to go. Energy is another critical factor that the morning amplifies. Physically, mentally, and emotionally, you are at your freshest after rest. By investing in this time wisely, through exercise, hydration, or intentional breathing, you prime your body and mind for high performance. Small rituals like stretching or a short walk can ignite vitality, improve focus, and enhance resilience. This energy, once cultivated, carries through the day, allowing you to tackle challenges with strength rather than fatigue. Consistency in the morning builds a compound effect. Each day that you invest in these early hours, you reinforce habits that become second nature over time. This isn't about a single morning of triumph. It's about repeated, intentional action. With consistency, you create a feedback loop where preparation leads to results. Results reinforce motivation, and motivation strengthens your commitment to the next morning. It is this cyclical momentum that separates those who merely exist from those who consistently achieve. The morning is also the time to cultivate reflection and self-awareness. In the stillness of these hours, you can ask yourself critical questions. Who do I want to be today? How will I show up? What actions will move me closer to my goals? Reflection without distraction allows for honest evaluation of your priorities, habits, and mindset. It is here that insight emerges, guiding your decisions with clarity rather than impulse. In addition, the morning is a space to create intentional habits that shape long-term success. Reading, writing, planning, or practicing gratitude can seem small in isolation, but when done consistently in the morning, they define the trajectory of your life. These practices strengthen your focus, deepen your knowledge, and expand your perspective. By committing to them early in the day, you ensure that personal growth and progress are non-negotiable parts of your life. The structure you bring to your morning also translates directly into the way you manage the rest of your day. A deliberate morning routine provides a framework for productivity and decision making. When the foundation is solid, distractions are easier to navigate, stress is easier to manage, and priorities are easier to maintain. The morning sets the rhythm, and the rest of the day moves in harmony with it. Finally, the morning is a declaration of self-leadership. It is a daily opportunity to choose focus over distraction, purpose over passivity, and action over inaction. By recognizing the power of this time, by treating it as sacred and non-negotiable, you claim ownership over your life. Each morning becomes a chance to reaffirm that you are not waiting for life to happen. You are making it happen. Success is never the result of mindless repetition. It is the product of deliberate, intentional action. Many people wake up and go through the motions, believing that simply being busy is equivalent to being productive. But there is a profound difference between activity and intention. Activity without purpose is noise. True progress emerges when every action, no matter how small, is guided by a clear vision of where you want to go. Intentionality transforms routine into a strategic tool, a series of choices that move you closer to your goals rather than leaving you scattered and reactive. To live intentionally, you must first understand your why. Why are you doing what you do? Why does this day matter? Why is this task worth your energy? When your actions are tethered to a meaningful purpose, even mundane tasks gain significance. Folding laundry, writing an email, or attending a meeting can become an opportunity to reinforce discipline, demonstrate excellence, or build a mindset that aligns with your larger goals. Without intention, even the most meticulous schedule is hollow, and progress becomes accidental rather than deliberate. Intentionality also demands awareness. It requires you to pause and examine not just what you are doing, but why you are doing it. Each decision is an opportunity to ask, is this aligned with my vision, my values, my priorities? Are these choices propelling me forward, or am I drifting? The difference between someone who achieves their potential and someone who doesn't often lies in this awareness, the ability to step back, evaluate, and redirect energy toward what truly matters instead of reacting to what is convenient or urgent. Routine alone cannot create excellence. Without intentionality, habits become autopilot behaviors that may keep you occupied, but do not necessarily produce results. Repetition without reflection lacks direction, and repetition without purpose can reinforce mediocrity. Intentionality brings depth to routine. It transforms each repeated action into a statement of purpose, each habit into a strategic choice. The same exercise, the same meeting, the same email, when done with clarity and focus, creates impact beyond what mere repetition could ever achieve. Another critical aspect of intentionality is prioritization. Not every action deserves the same weight, and not every opportunity aligns with your ultimate objectives. By being intentional, you learn to discern what deserves your attention and what can be delegated, delayed, or eliminated. This clarity prevents wasted energy and ensures that your efforts create meaningful progress. Prioritization is not just about efficiency. It is about deliberately shaping the outcomes you want in life, rather than being swept along by the currents of circumstance. Intentional action also cultivates resilience. When you operate with purpose, challenges and obstacles are no longer random disruptions. They become opportunities to test your commitment and refine your strategy. Each setback can be evaluated through the lens of intention. What lesson can I extract? How does this realign me with my goals? People who succeed repeatedly are not merely lucky or talented. They are intentional in their approach, learning, adjusting, and advancing with each step. Clarity of intention requires discipline. The world is filled with distractions designed to pull your focus away from what matters. Social media, endless notifications, and constant interruptions are all forces that encourage reactive behavior. Intentionality demands that you create boundaries, rituals, and practices that protect your attention. By consciously choosing where your focus goes, you reclaim your time and energy, ensuring that your actions are not dictated by the external noise, but by your internal purpose. Intentionality also amplifies creativity and innovation. When your actions are aligned with a clear goal, your mind naturally begins to generate solutions and ideas that support that objective. You stop wandering aimlessly, and instead, you channel your energy into problem solving, improvement, and advancement. This is why intentional people consistently achieve breakthroughs. Their focus transforms challenges into opportunities, and their purposeful engagement produces results that mere busyness cannot achieve. Relationships, too, benefit from intentionality. When you approach interactions with clear purpose and presence, you communicate more effectively, listen more deeply, and contribute more meaningfully. Connections formed and nurtured with intention are stronger, more resilient, and more impactful. By choosing to engage intentionally, you elevate not only your own life, but also the lives of those around you. Finally, living intentionally reshapes your experience of time. Days no longer feel like a blur of tasks and obligations. Each moment is an opportunity to act with purpose, to invest energy where it matters most, and to create results that reflect your vision. Intentionality turns routine into mastery, repetition into strategy, and busyness into meaningful progress. It is the difference between drifting through life and steering it with clarity, focus, and purpose. The energy you carry into a day is far more powerful than most people realize. It sets the tone for every interaction, decision, and challenge you encounter. When you start the day with purpose and vitality, you naturally project confidence, positivity, and focus. Others notice this energy, and it has a ripple effect, shaping the mood and productivity of everyone around you. Conversely, if you begin the day drained, distracted, or reactive, that same low energy can subtly drain others and limit your own effectiveness. Energy is not just personal, it is relational, and it directly impacts the quality of your influence. Influence is the natural byproduct of high energy combined with authenticity. People are drawn to those who are fully present, passionate, and committed to their purpose. When your energy is grounded in clarity and intentionality, your presence becomes magnetic. You do not have to demand attention or assert control. Your influence emerges naturally because people sense that your actions are aligned with your values and your goals. Influence grows exponentially when it is rooted in genuine energy rather than forced authority. How you show up matters more than what you say. Energy communicates volumes before words are spoken. A person who is engaged, focused, and intentional inspires confidence, trust, and respect. A person who drifts, reacts impulsively, or lacks focus unintentionally communicates doubt, indecision, or disinterest. Your energy is the language that precedes your words and shapes perception. By managing it consciously, you ensure that your influence is constructive rather than accidental. Energy also fuels resilience. Challenges, setbacks, and difficult conversations are inevitable, but a strong, balanced energy allows you to navigate them without losing focus or composure. When you are energized, your mind remains agile, your problem-solving capacity improves, and your ability to remain optimistic in the face of adversity strengthens. This resilience is not just internal, it inspires confidence in others who rely on your leadership, creating a stabilizing force in your environment. The energy you cultivate in the morning or in preparation for high-stakes moments is cumulative. Small choices, hydration, movement, mindfulness, or even brief reflection, stack over time, providing a reservoir of mental and emotional stamina. This reservoir is what allows you to sustain influence throughout the day. Without it, even the most talented individuals can find themselves reactive, overwhelmed, or unable to engage meaningfully with the people and opportunities in front of them. Influence is amplified when paired with intentional action. People respond to energy that is coupled with purpose. Random positivity or aimless enthusiasm rarely inspires commitment or trust, but energy that is directed, consistent, and aligned with values commands attention and earns credibility. Influence is not manipulation, it is the natural attraction that emerges when energy, intention, and competence intersect. Awareness of your energy also allows you to manage the spaces you inhabit. Certain environments can drain or elevate you depending on the focus and behavior of those around you. By consciously choosing who, where, and how you engage, you can protect your energy and, by extension, maximize your influence. This is not about avoidance, it is about strategic presence, ensuring that your energy has the greatest impact in the right context. Energy shapes decision-making as well. Fatigue, distraction, or emotional depletion cloud judgment and increase the likelihood of reactionary choices. When your energy is strong and well managed, your mind can analyze situations more clearly, your intuition operates more effectively, and your decisions reflect foresight rather than impulse. Influence, after all, is reinforced by the ability to make decisions that are respected and trusted by others. Another critical aspect of energy is emotional contagion. The feelings you project, excitement, determination, calm, or focus ripple through teams, relationships, and communities. When you manage your energy intentionally, you uplift those around you and create an environment where collective effort thrives. Conversely, unchecked negative energy can undermine collaboration, morale, and productivity, demonstrating that energy management is not just self-serving but essential for collective success. Finally, energy and influence are inseparable from self-leadership. You cannot expect to guide others effectively if you cannot guide yourself. Managing your energy, maintaining focus, and projecting presence are fundamental acts of leadership. Each moment presents an opportunity to reinforce the quality of your influence through deliberate choice, physical preparedness, and emotional clarity, ensuring that your impact is meaningful, lasting, and aligned with the purpose you seek to serve. Listening is more than simply hearing words. It is the deliberate act of understanding, absorbing, and interpreting the world around you. Too often, people operate on autopilot, hearing only what they want to hear or what confirms their existing beliefs. True listening requires presence and attention, a conscious effort to step outside of your assumptions and immerse yourself fully in the perspective of others. Each conversation, observation, and interaction becomes an opportunity to expand knowledge and insight. Daily learning begins with curiosity. When you approach each day as a chance to discover something new, every moment becomes a potential lesson. Whether it is observing a colleague's approach to a challenge, reading a few pages of a book, or reflecting on past mistakes, the willingness to learn transforms ordinary experiences into growth opportunities. Curiosity fuels humility, which allows you to admit what you do not know and actively seek understanding, rather than assuming you already have all the answers. Listening and learning are not passive activities, they are acts of engagement. When you listen intently, you are signaling that ideas, perspectives, and experiences matter. This creates trust and opens doors to collaboration, insight, and mentorship. People respond positively when they feel understood, and by learning from them, you not only gain knowledge but also strengthen relationships and influence. The act of listening itself is a powerful tool for building connection and fostering mutual growth. Self-reflection is a vital component of learning. Listening without introspection risks absorbing information without context or application. By pausing to consider how what you hear aligns with your goals, values, and experiences, you convert input into actionable insight. Reflection allows you to identify patterns, recognize mistakes, and refine strategies. Learning without reflection is like planting seeds on barren soil. Potential exists, but growth is limited. Learning daily requires intentionality in the sources you engage with. Surrounding yourself with ideas, people, and content that challenge and expand your thinking accelerates growth. Exposure to diverse perspectives forces your mind to adapt, question assumptions, and innovate. Without intentional selection of what you consume mentally and emotionally, learning becomes random, inconsistent, and less impactful. Purposeful engagement ensures that your daily intake builds the skills, mindset, and wisdom you aspire to cultivate. Active listening also sharpens problem solving and decision making. By fully understanding situations, motivations, and consequences, you can respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Listening to feedback, observing outcomes, and analyzing patterns equips you to make informed choices. This approach reduces mistakes, strengthens credibility, and improves outcomes across both personal and professional spheres. Knowledge gained through listening empowers action that is deliberate and strategic. There is an emotional component to listening that enhances empathy and awareness. When you engage with others authentically, you gain insight not only into their logic, but into their emotions, fears, and aspirations. This emotional intelligence is a cornerstone of leadership and influence, allowing you to respond in ways that are both effective and human-centered. Learning daily, then, is not just intellectual, it is relational, shaping how you interact with the people and environments around you. Mistakes and failures are also fertile ground for daily learning. Listening to the lessons embedded in challenges, setbacks, or feedback transforms negative experiences into catalysts for growth. Many people avoid these moments or dismiss them, but those who cultivate a mindset of continuous learning extract value from every situation. Reflection, combined with attentive listening, allows you to iterate, improve, and prevent repeated errors, ensuring that even difficulties become stepping stones to progress. Consistency is key to the process of listening and learning. Occasional moments of insight are valuable, but daily practice compounds into mastery. By committing to listen attentively and learn deliberately each day, you develop sharper perception, faster adaptability, and deeper wisdom. Small, incremental improvements accumulate, producing outcomes that far exceed what sporadic effort could achieve. Consistency ensures that learning becomes a lifelong habit rather than an occasional exercise. Finally, listening and learning daily requires vulnerability and openness. You must be willing to challenge your assumptions, admit gaps in knowledge, and accept that growth is an ongoing journey rather than a destination. The courage to learn continuously fosters resilience, adaptability, and the capacity to lead with insight. By engaging fully with each moment as a learning opportunity, you equip yourself with the knowledge, understanding, and perspective necessary to navigate complexity and create meaningful impact. The most powerful achievements rarely come from sudden, dramatic breakthroughs. Instead, they are the result of small, consistent actions performed over time. Each step, no matter how minor it seems in isolation, contributes to a larger trajectory of progress. Consistency compounds, and momentum builds when effort is applied steadily. People often underestimate the cumulative power of these small steps, but it is precisely this steady investment of energy that creates lasting results. Momentum is born from action, not intention alone. Planning, thinking, or hoping for success is valuable, but without consistent execution, ideas remain dormant. Each deliberate act, repeated day after day, pushes you closer to your objectives. Even small efforts, when compounded, become powerful forces that propel you forward, shaping habits, skills, and outcomes that would otherwise take years of sporadic effort to achieve. Consistency also strengthens discipline. Each time you commit to an action and follow through, you reinforce your capacity to control your focus and resist distractions. Discipline is not a trait you are born with, it is a muscle developed through repetition. By practicing small, deliberate actions daily, you train your mind and body to prioritize what matters, gradually increasing your ability to sustain effort and maintain focus on long-term goals. These small actions also build confidence. When you see progress, no matter how incremental, you gain evidence of your ability to influence outcomes. Each completed task, each step forward, reinforces the belief that your efforts matter. Confidence grows through accumulation, not sudden victories. Momentum fueled by consistent action transforms doubt into determination, creating a positive feedback loop that strengthens both performance and mindset. Habits are the engine of momentum. Consistent actions repeated over time become automatic behaviors that shape your life without requiring conscious effort. Establishing routines, whether in personal growth, health, or professional performance, ensures that progress continues even when motivation fluctuates. Habits turn intentional effort into effortless movement, allowing momentum to sustain itself and accelerate results naturally. Small, consistent actions also reduce overwhelm. Large goals can feel paralyzing, but breaking them into manageable steps transforms ambition into attainable tasks. By focusing on what you can do today, right now, you avoid the trap of inaction. Each completed step is a victory, reinforcing motivation and creating forward movement. Momentum thrives in environments where progress is tangible, measurable, and continuous. Persistence is the bridge between effort and achievement. Momentum does not develop overnight. It requires sustained, repeated action over time. Those who succeed understand the importance of showing up every day, even when results are not immediately visible. The accumulation of small victories compounds into meaningful success, and the act of persistence itself strengthens resilience, patience, and determination. Consistency also creates leverage. Every small action influences subsequent outcomes, shaping opportunities, relationships, and growth. When momentum is present, even minor decisions have a magnified effect, because each step builds upon the last. Over time, these compounded actions produce results that far exceed the sum of individual efforts, demonstrating the exponential power of steady, purposeful movement. Accountability enhances the effectiveness of small, consistent actions. By tracking progress, setting milestones, and reflecting on outcomes, you ensure that momentum is maintained. Awareness of the impact of your actions reinforces commitment and provides insight into how to refine strategies for even greater effectiveness. Without this self-monitoring, consistency may lack direction and momentum risks dissipating. Finally, small, consistent actions foster a mindset of growth and possibility. They shift focus from immediate gratification to long-term impact, teaching patience, resilience, and foresight. Each day becomes an opportunity to contribute, learn, and improve. And this repeated engagement transforms potential into achievement. Over time, the cumulative effect of steady, intentional effort produces results that are disproportionate to the size of each individual action. Action is the bridge between intention and results. Ideas, plans, and goals are meaningless without execution, and the moment you delay is the moment you allow doubt, distraction, or fear to creep in. Immediate action turns thought into reality, momentum into progress, and aspiration into achievement. The difference between those who succeed and those who stall often lies not in intelligence, talent, or resources, but in the willingness to act without waiting for perfect conditions. Procrastination is the enemy of progress. Every hesitation compounds uncertainty and diminishes momentum. When you wait for the right time, you surrender control of your destiny to circumstances beyond your influence. Immediate action, on the other hand, reclaims that power. It transforms uncertainty into opportunity, inertia into forward motion, and hesitation into confidence. By acting promptly, you take ownership of your results and establish a foundation for future success. Immediate action also builds courage. Taking the first step, no matter how small, is an act of bravery. It requires confronting fear, self-doubt, and the unknown. Each time you act quickly and decisively, you reinforce your capacity to face challenges and embrace discomfort. Courage grows through practice, and the habit of initiating action strengthens your ability to navigate uncertainty with resilience and clarity. Speed amplifies learning. When you act immediately, you generate feedback faster, mistakes are discovered sooner, successes are recognized more quickly, and insights accumulate at a rapid pace. Delayed action slows learning, keeping you trapped in hypothetical scenarios rather than real-world experiences. Acting decisively allows you to iterate, adjust, and improve continuously, turning every step into a lesson that accelerates progress. Immediate action prevents regret. The hesitation to start often results in missed opportunities, unfulfilled potential, and the lingering what-ifs of life. By choosing to act promptly, you reduce the weight of indecision and take responsibility for your trajectory. Even imperfect action is preferable to inaction, because it produces results, creates options, and opens doors that would otherwise remain closed. Momentum is generated through execution. Every completed task, every initiated step, creates energy that propels you forward. Delays, however, sap momentum and reduce confidence. Immediate action harnesses the natural power of motion, transforming small efforts into cumulative results. Momentum grows with each decisive step, reinforcing the habit of taking action and making future steps easier, faster, and more impactful. Immediate action strengthens discipline. It conditions your mind to prioritize doing over overthinking, to value results over perfection, and to trust your ability to navigate challenges as they arise. Discipline emerges not from intention alone, but from the repeated practice of initiating, persisting, and completing tasks. Acting without delay trains you to move efficiently, decisively, and confidently through life. Action also inspires those around you. When people witness initiative, they respond with trust, collaboration, and respect. Immediate action communicates commitment and capability, creating influence that extends beyond the individual. Leadership is not only about vision, it is about demonstrating the courage and decisiveness to move forward, and this example motivates others to act with similar urgency. Decision-making improves with action. Each step taken provides information that clarifies the next move. Waiting for certainty creates paralysis, while immediate action produces insight, reveals possibilities, and sharpens judgment. The act of doing informs strategy, allowing adjustments in real time and reducing reliance on theoretical assumptions. Action becomes both a tool and a teacher, guiding future choices with practical experience. Finally, immediate action transforms potential into reality. Ideas remain dreams until acted upon. Plans remain concepts until executed, and goals remain wishes until pursued. Each step taken today compounds over time, creating results that far exceed initial expectations. By cultivating the habit of acting promptly, you develop the discipline, confidence, and momentum necessary to turn intention into accomplishment and vision into tangible success.